Good. I just talked with Eleanor. You,
Uh-huh.
you were in the retreat together, right?
Yes, Eleanor's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, yeah. We spoke almost 2 hours, and it was really, really fun to talk with her. Ariana, where are you?
I'm in Florida in the US.
In the US. Okay. Thank you for messaging me. I was like, huh? What? Thank you very much. What happened?
I just was asking my intuition how, like, can I make money? What should I do? Like, show me something. And your face popped up.
No way.
And I remember that you were posting in the community about, like, hey guys, like, I'm doing like Zoom calls or Google Meets or just recording things for social media, like having guests on. And I was like, okay, like, let me reach out. Maybe she needs another guest.
Yes, I do. I do, Ariana. Thank you very much. Well, um, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, but it's like uh, we are like all friends in the community, right? Like we know each other for a long time. But I want to know exactly more details about you. Where are you from? What have you been doing, or what do you do for a living? Tell me about yourself, Ariana, if you can.
Sure. Yeah, I feel the same way about other people in the community too. It's a really unique vibe. Um, I was born in the US from New Jersey, and I grew up there. And I grew up, dancing was my biggest hobby and my passion. I spent like 15 to 25 years in dance training, from starting with ballet, tap, acro, jazz, lyrical, then focusing on classical ballet for maybe 15 years, pursuing a professional career with ballet. And then after that, I got my university degree and I pursued a career in Latin dancing and ballroom dance. Um,
Ballroom. Oh, that's
mhm.
great.
And yeah, yeah. And now I'm in Florida in Miami, and I am just starting everything new again.
New again. What does it mean? Are you changing anything?
Yeah, I was like not dancing. I was working at an office job, and I had certain hobbies and activities, and I just burnt everything to the ground. When I started learning about phase two, I quit everything and I stopped everything. And I said, I'm going to be a new person. And I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know what I'm going to do to make money. I don't know what I'm going to do for fun. I'm just waiting and creating.
Okay, okay, Ariana. And how did you get here to phase two? How did you know about it? What were you doing before this? Because I think we all were doing other things, other methods to get to this point, right? But they weren't.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was, I got into like spirituality maybe 5 years ago. And then I got into therapy and spirituality. And I had like a therapist, and we did counseling. And I learned how to be a victim. I got a lot of validation and sympathy. And I learned all of the problems of the world, all of the ways that I could be a poor victim of people and places and things, and how hard life is and how bad, whatever. And then somewhere on TikTok, Sam popped up, and, you know, I just scrolled and saw maybe she said something. Her personality is very strong. And what she says is, it's a little punch in the gut every time. It's like, oh, what did she say to me? Or like, what is she talking about? And I think I forgot about it. And then maybe she popped up again. And I was like, oh, it's that girl again. And like, it's interesting what she's saying. And then I was like, finally, like maybe a month later, I was like, all right. I was like, let me go to her page. Let me see what's going on. And that's when I saw a video of Andre giving one of his lectures. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, this is where it's coming from. This is like the meat and potatoes of like, this is what's being taught. And as soon as I started listening, I think within a few minutes, I was immediately like, yes, like this is it. Holy moly. Like, get me paper, get me pen. Like, I need to take this in my body and I need to just become it, because this is it.
Okay, and when was it?
This was in May or June of this year.
May or June? Okay, you went to the retreat last week. Well, you know, the limitations we have. I was like, oh, I'm not prepared to go to a retreat yet, so I'm going to take my time. But it took 3 months: May, June, July, August, September, October, 5 months approximately to you to make that decision. How was it?
It was a unique experience that really, for me personally, it got me to live certain activities that changed the way that I understood what they teach. So, you know, someone could tell you, can speak to you and say, do this, do this, do this all day, all night for weeks. But sometimes it takes you doing it with them in person, and you watch them and you go, how are they doing that? And you feel what they're doing, and then you understand it in a different way. It's like in your body. So that for me was the biggest, most important thing. And there was only about 8 of us, 8 people in the community, like students, if you will. And getting to go out with them and just go on intuitive journeys was so fun.
And I watched a video on YouTube where you engaged somebody.
Yes. So yes, but no. So that was just a spontaneous thing that Jalen did. And I just went with it. We were in the casino just giving each other challenges. Hey, do this, say hi to this person, give a high five, do a dance, whatever. And Jalen just got on his knee. And I am an improv student, like an improv acting student. So I'm going to take every possibility and opportunity to have fun and expand and do something scary in front of a group of people. So it was right in the middle of the casino, and people were listening and they were watching. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's go. Like, let's do this.
Oh, wasn't it real?
No, it wasn't real, but it was a great experience.
It was nice. nice to see that singing on YouTube. I was like, oh,
Anything's possible.
yes, everything you want. And what is the biggest change that you have noticed in your life with phase two?
Okay. Phase two could do nothing for you, or it can change a little bit or everything. And that's up to you. For me, I am in the process of really allowing it to change who I am in here. So it's for me, it's difficult to really put in the work and to commit to it, to really stop being who you were. Stop allowing yourself to make yourself a victim, to have your old thoughts, to let yourself feel bad and think you're thinking a certain way for your whole life, your years, and you're feeling this way, and to just be like enough, like stop, like who are you, like this is life, like everything's okay, like that's the biggest change for me right now. And it's fundamentally changing who I am as a person on the deepest level.
Yes, but I suppose the retreat has made a deeper change in your life. But from May to November, um, was it like softly changes, or it is the same? How do you feel before and after the retreat?
Well, I feel more of a bond with the people that are teaching phase two. I also have created relationships and bonds with the people that I was at the retreat with, which are extremely valuable, and I'm really excited to move forward and to continue to make memories with them, spend time with them, create with them. Before the retreat, yeah, it's hard for me to explain the difference, but I would say that afterwards, I think that I got a really hard look at myself, and I'm starting to understand more what I need to do in order to make the changes. And I can't really explain it. Maybe you just have to go through yourself. But I think I take in their content differently now. I think that before it was a little bit more, I didn't know how to learn properly. I didn't know how to listen. And I was just kind of consuming, maybe taking notes and just like playing something when I was driving and being like, oh yeah, I got this, whatever, okay. But when I was at the retreat, I started to change how I consume their information. So you have to sit and you have to completely focus on it, and you have to let it let it go in your body. So instead of thinking about it up here and thinking, how do I like say something back to them? Or like, is this logical? Does this make sense? Like, how am I going to do this? No, just shut it all off. And you sit and you just let everything come into you, and you pay attention to how you feel, and you just take it in. And I think that's the biggest change for me. I don't think that I was really consuming it properly before.
Okay, that's a good one, Ariana, because that's one thing I struggle with. There is so much information in the community that sometimes I don't read messages, the posts, but at the same time, I am like, oh, I should have read this information. I should have see or watched that video or whatever. But as you mentioned, that's a key point. And Andrea always tell that we have to feel the information, not with the brain, but with your heart, right? And that's a good one, Ariana. That's that is going to help me a lot because I'm like, oh, there is too much here that I don't know. And Ariana, now you mentioned that you were teaching in the community before the retreat.
I was teaching phase 2 now.
Oh, okay. What were you teaching? I heard something about it.
I do teach dance.
Okay, but that's your job, actually.
I don't officially teach now, but I do have 2 new students that I will be teaching in a few weeks. So, yes. And actually possibly 3. So,
But these new students are different. Did you get them in a different way? I mean, you asked your intuition to guide to them or something like that?
actually, they're all in the community. So yeah. So one of the people, it happened naturally. I made a comment on a post and they reached out to me and they asked me about it. And the other 2 people were part of a challenge. I was challenged to make a deal or to make an offer. And I offered to teach and they accepted. So I wanted to say something really quick about what you said beforehand, though, about feeling the information, because I wanted to help you out if I could. So what you just told me about how there's so much information in the community and also many posts and so many messages and videos, and it's overwhelming. And I know, because that's one of the things that I noticed when I came home after the retreat. Since now I'm consuming the information differently, I'm like sitting here and I'm realizing this is a lot. How, like, what do I can't, it's too much. So what I would recommend is, instead of worrying about, I need to take in everything, what I've been doing now is, instead of just going, read a post, next, read a post, next, good, I did all of it, pick one thing at a time. And if you read it, that's okay. If you're listening, that's okay. But just really take your time and slow down and read the post. Don't do anything else and just sit with it. And then after you're reading the post or you listen to the video, don't do anything. Don't do work. Don't talk to a friend. Don't call someone. Don't text. Just sit. And just like let it hit you, give it some time. And then, whenever you're done with that and you do something else, then go to another piece. That's my recommendation to help you, because I know it's a lot, but I don't think it's worth it to just bulldoze through everything and just take it all in really quickly. I think it has to be done a little bit more consciously. And I think that's going to help.
Okay, Ariana, thank you. Thank you for that. That's very helpful. It's going to be very, very helpful. Ariana, and what about your relationship with money? Because many people, I think, in my opinion, we are here, or we ended up in this place because many problems, right? What about yourself? Is it your case?
Yes. according to them, there are no problems, and we have no problems. I have no problems.
Yeah, that's
Um, money is definitely something that I have to get rid of a lot of bullshit around, for sure. And that's something that, I haven't mastered yet. So, yeah.
And how did you afford the retreat?
I used all of the money that I made at my job before I quit.
Okay, all the money. So you.
Yeah.
I ask you this because now I want to go to Scotland, and it was something that I wanted to do from the first time I heard Scotland is going to be the next retreat in, and now I am like, I don't have the money. I can use my credit card, but my credit card is uh, overused. I don't know the word is on the
I
top,
understand.
on the top,
Yeah.
and I am like, what can I do? And today is the last day. So that was my question going to, because I also struggle with money, but from the first time I talked to Andra, he made me realize that money is only numbers. There is no, this is not something real, and it really worked out when I put it into practice, right? Now I travel, I go everywhere I want, but this is a lot of money, more than I spent. So it, I am like, oh, how can I do it?
Well, look at it this way. Look at it this way. If you have the ability to put, if your intuition said yes from the get-go, and you have the ability to put down the money for the deposit, you have 2 months or so to make up the rest of the money. So that's a lot of time to find a way to make the money. There's tons of things you can do between now and then to make the money. It's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. So if you really feel like you could benefit from going, if you get that pull to go, it's definitely possible. You just have to find a way. If you have a good relationship with your intuition, all you have to do is just wake up every day, say, intuition, I'm making money today. Like, it's done. And how can I make this happen? And follow your intuition, and that's it.
Yeah, so easy.
I mean, even if you wanted to do it an old way. So do you have a job now?
Yes, yes, but only part-time job.
There you go. So, I mean, you don't have to. I'm not a coach, okay? I'm not a coach,
Yeah.
but my own personal perspective is like, listen, going to the retreat is something that will potentially change your life forever. So if you need to work a little bit more just to make the money for the retreat, it's not that big of a deal. If you need to work a few more hours a week, or if you need to get another part-time job, yeah, maybe it's not like the phase 2 way. It's not like completely intuitive, but you're making money. So if you know a way to make money that you've done before, or that works for you, or that like you're going to get it, I wouldn't shoot it down. I mean, that's what I did to get to the retreat. So
Yes, you're right. It's like a fear that I have, but um, till this point, everything that I bought or I paid for is it's been paid. I don't know how, but it is paid, and it's a big decision, but I think it's worthily. What do you think? What is your perception, your point of view about the retreat you went to?
What I'll say to that is I know that there's certain people in the community that have really changed their lives without even going to the retreat. You know, if you're one of those people that really is able to make the changes and you're making the money and you're like making things happen and you're getting it and everything's, you know, going and going, then, you know, I think you should go if your intuition says yes, but I don't think that you have to. But if you're someone like me who really, really was like, I'm confused, like I need a change, I can't figure it out, like I like no other coach is helping me, like I need something, right? Then I would definitely suggest going because nothing has worked up until this point. So like you can keep doing the same thing, and why not take a chance on doing something that is not that big of a deal that could possibly really make some changes. So I think it's worth it. Your intuition knows best, but I think that, you know, if you're struggling and can't figure it out, like I think that means that you need to go.
And I also want to travel. I love traveling, and I visited 4 or 5 countries until now, and having the possibility of going to Scotland without knowing anybody there, but knowing that I'm going to be with a group of people that I know, and it's going to be also an experience that is going to help myself. It's what I am interested in, right? It's like I'm going to know a new place in Europe. What is Scotland? Is it in Europe?
And I don't know if it's considered Europe, but it's near there.
Yeah, okay, but anyway, it's like visualization in the future where I am taking photos and posting it on my social media, and I'm like, I'm already there, enjoying the trip.
I mean, listen, every retreat, I don't know how the next retreat is going to be, but I would personally focus more on, instead of the location and the travel aspect, because you're obviously traveling to get there, but instead of focusing on the location, I would realize that the focus of the trip for you to get out of it, what you want should be focused on your growth and you learning from the people in the phase 2 house and from the community members. That's one thing that I also realized when I was in the Las Vegas trip, that even though it's like, oh, Las Vegas, or like it's not about the location, we barely even interacted with Las Vegas, and it's one of the biggest tourist places in the country. The location is completely irrelevant in a way. It's just about it's about being with these people and making those bonds and the changes within yourself by being next to them. So you only have a limited amount of time with the community members and with Andre and Sam and Mandy. So even though being in the location is an aspect of it, just keep in mind that, that's your shot. Like that's your investment in yourself, to learn and to, as much as you can, by being with them, So just wanted to point that out.
Okay, and with that aspect, you are mentioning that the time you spend with other people from the communities would be one of the most important things in this retreat. What did you learn about the people that were with you in the retreat?
It's so cool. It's just like, ah, like everybody is just so like with it. Like everybody's such a good mirror. And I wasn't expecting, I didn't know the experience of being next to someone who constantly called you out on your bullshit in conversation. It's one thing to go in the community and to post like, this happened to me and I'm feeling sad or like whatever. And then someone goes like, BS, like stop being a victim. But when you're like with someone all day and all night and you're just like, you start yapping, you talk about something or you say something about whatever. And they're like, what did you say? Like, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, oh, whoa. And then next thing you know, like someone's making you feel something. And you're like, ooh, like that's interesting about myself. And then you say something and then you made them feel something and you're like, oh my God. And you start like testing each other. And it's just like, it's really fucking cool. It's like such an expansive, but like fun to experience. And also everybody's like working with their intuition. So it's not like a typical like hangout, like everybody's yapping the whole time and talking and just like doing things the whole time. It's more just like everybody's mirroring each other and feeling. And I've never lived with anybody like that before. So people are constantly walking around, sitting down, shutting their eyes, feeling, getting up, walking over here, like doing something that they're inspired to do. It's a completely different dynamic than anything that I've ever grown up with. So these people are like living the phase 2 lifestyle as much as possible. So, I mean, I love it.
Okay, and that has to do with your comment about this is not about the location, right? Because probably in Scotland, as I am imagining, we are not going to be around the touristic places or whatever it is, and it's more the activities you are mentioning, right? And it's I think it's the most difficult part to be quiet, sit, and do nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for what will happen on the next retreat, for what they have planned. When we were at Vegas, the Vegas retreat, we stepped out a few times to purposely go out to like a casino or something. But yes, I would say that at least at the last one, the focus was definitely more on like each other, expansion, getting the most out of it, not the location. And actually in the beginning, I was talking a lot. I was kind of like being my typical self. Like I was making conversation, I was chit-chatting, like just busting bullshit, right? Just like, you know, talking about whatever's in front of us. And I think it took me like a day or two and a few conversations with Sam and Andre to kind of understand what was going on and to kind of switch things up a little bit and kind of like shut up a little bit more. And not that you don't speak, but it's a lot more like just being in tune with yourself and listening a lot more. And when you speak, it's a lot more intentional, I think, versus just like talking just to talk. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be difficult for me as well, because that's my nature. I think when I meet people, is okay. Tell me more about you, yourself. I want to know more. So,
Yeah.
but it's what they are teaching us, right? To stop our mental discussion and just feel, right? Feel your feelings, and it's strange. It's difficult to believe that as kids, as children, we are like that. We just feel the feelings. But when we grow up, in our parents, our family, the community, the society teach us that that's not good. That's the wrong way, that you have to stop your feelings and think with your brain. And but that doesn't work. I mean, it was so easy at the beginning, and we made it so difficult uh, uh, in our lives, that now it's difficult to come back to that ideas, right? It, that it happens to you too.
Of course. Yeah, because now I'm totally out of touch with my inner self, but now I'm an adult. So now, you know, I have to pay for where I live. I have to go, get my groceries. I have to pay the bills and do all these things. And I've done this not with my emotions and my feelings. I did this with like my brain and logic and lists and planning and calculating. And now all of a sudden, we have to learn, not we have to, but like we want to learn like how to change everything. And this only was able to exist because, we were functioning on a very logical way. So yeah, the shift is for me, it's scary because it doesn't feel as safe. But I don't think there's any other way to change. I think you just got to go for it.
Yeah, the thing is unlearn everything that we have learned, right? To take out uh, all those lessons that we have learned from everybody else. And that's the definition Andra says about phase one, right? Phase one other is about other people, and about what they are going to think, or what yeah, especially that, I think, what other people are going to think about me if I do this or that, right? um do you live with your family, Ariana?
No, I don't.
You live alone totally?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
well, I think that's very common in the United States, right?
I think people try to move out. Yeah. I think people typically live near their family, so maybe in the same like state or area. But yeah, I think people after college they try to live alone.
Uh-huh. Is there, or do you have any issue with your family about what, about their opinion about what you are doing or what you are thinking now?
So they don't know. And when I first started learning about phase two, one day I started to explain it to my sister and I started to like bust her BS a little bit and show her how she's being a victim and what she's capable of. And she said, "Oh, no, no, no." She was like, I don't want to hear this anymore. I can't handle it. Like, don't tell me anymore because it's too much for me. I don't want to know.
Wow.
So, I mean, What are you gonna do?
Yeah, sometimes dealing with our family ideas is the most difficult part, right? Because we know or we think it's our yes also we think that we have the truth and they have to change, and it's possible for them to change if I give them the right information. But that's not that's not really true.
Well, I mean, I think that I think that at the end of the day, it's very easy to see when someone else is making themselves a victim to circumstances. Um, and I think that's one of the clearest things to me that I've learned in phase two, even though I make myself a victim quite frequently. It's easy to see in other people now.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so easy to just show someone else that they're powerful and that they don't have to be a victim to their circumstances. But when I do that, because I've been doing that a lot lately, they don't accept it. Yeah. They love holding on to the problems that hold them down.
Yeah, but I think also that this is like a journey to get to this point when you realize that you are the one that created everything, your problems, your family, your enemies, your friends, everything that is around you. Accept that is like being crazy for other people. And
Yeah.
for me, it's difficult to share this information. I don't share. I don't. I just give some advice to my friends, like, oh, okay, stop telling about or stop um feel
Complaining.
complaining. Yeah, that's the word. Complaining about it. If you continue complaining about it, it's going to be more real and it's going to grow out. But that's the only way I found to express my the the the, the understanding that I have. But at the end, I think if I change, they are going to change too, because they are my creation also.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like no matter what I say, nobody's really going to take me seriously until they're able to see the changes. So yeah, I agree.
Yes, and the point or the when Andra and all the community mentioned that we are in a video game, like everything is like created, and we are like the characters in the game. I feel like some a little bit silly because I think I am real, but it also has it's it's true in a way. I feel that we are in a video game or in a game in general, right? And that somebody or something is managing us. It's difficult or it's hard to accept that. But at the same time, is the easiest way to understand our reality, don't you think?
I mean, you are real. I think that like you have to remember that your consciousness is real. Like your spirit, your energy is real. I just think that it's like, the physicality like the bodies and, the furniture and the trees. And I think it's not that you don't exist. Like, you exist, of course you'd exist. We all exist, but I think it's just the way that we appear now, like our forms, our physical forms in this physical reality is what is highly manipulatable, if that makes
That that went directly to my feelings, because you say manipulating, and that's a good word to describe this reality. I mean, every lesson that we are learning is going to that point, right? You can create it, which is equal to say you can manipulate your reality. Why not?
Yeah.
And what about relationships with partners, Ariana? Can I ask you that?
I am a disaster with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you say that?
I have a lot of blind spots. Like, a blind spot is something that we call something about ourselves that we can't see on our own. But maybe someone next to me can say, "Oh, Ariana, look, you're doing this." And I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" No, I'm not. So I am learning that I have many of those. And there's a lot of feelings that I am terribly afraid of. So, I haven't yet mastered that in the context of romantic partnerships. Friends is a different story, but romantic partnerships are the biggest. Okay, so maybe someone else is different, but for me, when I have a romantic partner, the mirror is too strong. So the mirror reflects the things inside of me that are so deep and that I can't see so strongly that I just want to break the mirror. So with friends, it's a little bit more like, sometimes it can make you feel something, but, it's like very here. But with romantic partnerships with me, the reflection is like here. So when I feel something from a romantic partner, I say, "That's not me, that's you," and like, bah, and like it's shows me things that make me, it's just a lot. So
I can understand that you are alone. You don't have a partner right now.
I'm alone.
How long are you alone?
I think for a long time. Like, I've been for maybe like half a year.
That's not a long time, Ariana. I am alone for 3 years more.
Well, I mean, a year ago, like, I had a really short relationship that was like a month. And then I've been experiencing a failed relationship for 6 months right now. like the most disastrous fire explosion catastrophe of semblance of a relationship. So to be honest, I haven't had like a serious, consistent relationship in like 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you are going or you are open to overcome that situation and you are going to be to allow yourself to another relationship now from the new perspective you have?
I keep trying. This is so much bullshit. This is so much bullshit. But my bullshit about this is that I keep attempting to be in relationship with this new perspective, and I keep fucking it up every time.
I think you're going to do better the next time because you are not the same.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, and for everybody who's watching this, or anybody who is this going on YouTube?
If you want, if you allow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't care. I wasn't sure. So I am a lovely person, but right now I am not ready to be in a relationship.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is not a good time.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Good partner right now.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I think we as individuals we should have or we should spend more time with ourselves before getting into serious relationship, right? And heal whatever we have to heal. And well, I think the person we meet in the future is going to show us, as you mentioned, like mirrors, and we have to deal with that. In fact, I just have that experience 1 month ago. I met the right person, and he was like the male version of me, exactly the same. It was so weird because even I have some, well, I think here in my tooth, and he also had that, the same thing. And it was like, oh, no. He was me exactly. And I was like obsessed with appearance. And at the end, I realized that this person was also obsessed. No, he liked me because of the beauty, the external part. And I realized that 2 days ago, and it was like, yeah, a relief. Being aware of that make me gave me the possibility of drop him because I couldn't. He was so perfect to me. But he was reflecting something that I suppose I have to work on. So I hope you have the possibility to manage your feelings, your thoughts in your next relationship.
Thank you. I'm glad that you figured it out.
Excuse me?
I'm glad that you were able to figure it out in a short period of time in your last relationship.
Yes, I hope that was the point of all the situation, because I was like, what do I have to be aware with the situation, because I was suffering too much. I was expecting too much from him, and I was suffering. But well, I am feeling better now. So,
Wow.
Ariana, I wanted to ask you something. What about your businesses? I mean, the interaction in the community is very, like, everybody is offering something or posting something, and sometimes it's like, really, you are offering that? How is it going with? How is it going in your journey?
With offerings.
Offerings, services. Have you,
Mm,
have you taken any of them?
oh, have I used anybody's like services?
Uh-huh.
Well, I've worked with Andre one-on-one for a little bit. Maria Luz posted an offering that I'm involved with for an accountability partner that she posted recently. What else is there? Did I take up any other offers? I don't think so, but I am open to it. The reason why I haven't taken any offers yet is because I haven't figured out which one I want. So, like, I would need to create a book, or I would need like a social media assistant in order to hire someone. Right now, I'm still figuring out what I'm doing. So I'm not at the point where I need to hire someone yet. But as soon as I need to hire someone, that's right where I'm going.
Well, you are like asking your intuition what you really want to do.
Well, that's again, this is going to be a no to say, and a BS, I think, from most people's perspectives. But I really am still confused about my intuition and how it works. And I am working with it every day. With that said, I still feel like I am pretending to know how to use it. I still feel like I'm I'm doing it, but it's not really right. I'm still not getting. I'm not getting like yes or no sensations, and it's a little blurry. So that's my focus right now. If someone could help me, and Doc, actually, I'm talking to him about this a little bit right now. So I'm hoping that he might be able to help me out. But that's the biggest thing, because I think that for phase 2, your intuition is the backbone. That's everything. If you don't have the intuition, the only thing you're left with is skills that you can use, but you're using them from your logic. You're using them from your mind, from like a very mechanical, guided place, which is what everybody does. So I feel that I need to have that intuition relationship, or I'm kind of left like to do, So if you want to say about that, I'd love to hear, because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I had conversation with other four people. I'm going to upload the conversations on my YouTube channel, and I highly recommend you to listen to that point. They are telling how they communicate with the intuition, and it's extremely helpful to me. It was also like, how, I mean, okay, my intuition, how, right? But they are, they say it in a very easy way, and they are practicing these actions, and all of them are doing the same thing. It's not different, so you are going to catch up a good alternative to go into your intuition. For me, I realize with these conversations that my intuition is telling me things when I wake up. When I wake up, I suddenly have an idea, but I didn't pay much attention to it until this point, and I am like, okay, the first uh, thoughts I have in the morning are like a little bit strange, like go to this place, talk to these people, or mm, record that things. For example, this kind of conversation was in one of my um, when I go woke woke up um, a few days ago. The idea just pop up in my head. So I think these conversations were very helpful. So it's going to be able for you in I don't know when, but I have to edit it a little bit because my channel is in Latin America, so to I want to reach out people from this part of the world. So I have to put subtitles in Spanish, and that's
Amazing.
what made me take a little bit of time. But it's going to help you a lot.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to watch them as soon as they go up.
Yes. Okay, Ariana. I don't know if you want to tell me something else, to say something else before we end.
I mean, I'd love to learn a little bit about you.
Like what?
I don't know, something about what you do now or what you did growing up.
Okay, well, I teach English online in Peru. So I have 3 hours at night. Today is holiday in my country, so I was free today. So I enjoy it because I teach students from a university, and they are like, that energy of young people. They are, it's, I like it a lot. And well, now I am living in Mexico. It was like a phase two decision. Even I didn't know about it. When I was in Peru, I was like, I didn't do anything different in my life. I didn't have a partner. I didn't have any other responsibilities. I am single. I didn't have children, etc. And I didn't take any risk. So I decided to move. It was fun because I had a friend in Mexico, and I called her and I said, Rosario, if I go to Mexico, can you give me a place, or can I stay with you? And she told me, yes, come now.
Oh
And
my gosh.
yes, I arrived in Cancun, and she was waiting for me. She's very old. She's like my godmother because she's always there. When I need help, when I need anything, she's there. And my adventure began in 2020, and I fell in love with Mexico. I love this country. I love.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that story.
Yeah, I love my story. I am living a dream. I think I changed a lot. I'm going to post a photo showing how I was physically 4 years ago, and now I am very, very different, and I like it. I love my new avatar. I love it.
I understand because I also, it's funny to see the changes over the years outside from what happens inside. And I look like a completely different human.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to
Right.
pose a challenge. How much did you change in the last year?
Well, okay. So, you know the Quantum Millionaire Project?
Yeah, I am in.
Right. So, one of the things that I did when we decluttered is I deleted every single photo that I've ever had for like all of my photos.
No.
Yeah, so I got rid of them. I had videos and photos of me to show, but I finally got rid of them. So I have none.
Why did you do that? Uh, you didn't want to remember anything?
No, I just wanted to change so badly that um I wanted to do whatever it took, and I thought that maybe if I deleted all of my photos, it would it would help me hear my intuition because it's decluttering. So I just fucking did it because I didn't want to. I didn't want to hold back. Like I didn't want to. I didn't want to have any regrets and think like, oh, I should have done this. Like I just wanted to just. I wanted to do it. So yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. It was your intuition talking to you and say, do it, do it.
It's done. It's done. So
Exactly, Ariana. Well, it was nice to talk to you, Ariana. I had a great time with you, and I hope we can repeat it.
let me know. I enjoyed this as well, and I'm really glad that I got to learn a little bit more about you and connect. And yeah, I'd love to be on if you ever need another guest.
Thank you very much, Ariana. And have a nice night, right? It's night there.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
Same to you.
okay, Ariana, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.